Hey, how are you? It's Diane Banks, voice actress and radio personality in Chicago. I hope you'll please subscribe by clicking that red button. And my other vids, I have over 270 that I hope you'll take a look at. Some like 12 Days of Elf on the Shelf from Pillsbury and Disney, and pretty cute stuff. Some cute shelf ideas with the little elf, which I'll get to your comments at the end of the video on that. But we're going to talk about Trump, who has made his way into the Hall of Presidents. You probably heard lots of controversy going on and some interesting theories, like that it was actually supposed to be Hillary Clinton. So I really want to know, as we talk about this, what you think in the comments. But here's one thing from Washington Post. I'll put a link on this because it's actually a really interesting article if you want to read through. Disney World's Trump robot has been the object of ridicule. Here's what would make it better. They talked to artists and animators about what they would do to make it better. Like I said, I'll leave that if you want to look at it. Animatronic Trump joins Disney's Hall of Presidents, and Twitter thinks he looks like Jon Voight. Now, there are some people who think that. I don't know. Again, let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going with the other theories, but it's entirely possible that they either looked at some things of Jon Voight, or answer this question for me if you know. Was there ever a Jon Voight animatronic? Was he part of the Hollywood Studios Great Movie Ride or something like that? I don't remember seeing him in there, but let me know if you know if there was a Jon Voight animatronic. If so, there could be something to that theory that they just reworked that old animatronic. But here's the one that I'm going with. I do think that the Imagineers took what they started as Hillary Clinton because they thought she was going to be president and turned it into Donald Trump. I mean, look at that. Now, that's not undisputed. I don't know anybody there that would say one way or the other, but I just know that when I first saw this, my first reaction was the eyes look kind of like him. First of all, sadly, it's kind of creepy to begin with. Even if you like Donald Trump, you'd have to admit this is kind of creepy. But just in the first day that I saw it, just looking at him, it's like there's something wrong with the bottom half of the face, the jaw. It's very strange and doesn't look like him. Even when you look at some of these other ones, but it's just off. And like there's some resemblance in the eyes, but that whole bottom half. And then if you look at Hillary, here I'm going to go back to Hillary Clinton. It more so matches. She has like a shorter bottom to her jawline. See that? Where the men's faces are longer, hers is kind of short, and it's very, very similar. So, and even the nose is. So, I don't know. I'm thinking they just kind of swooped the hair down a little. And like this person says, guess it was costly to start over. Now, you might look at that and think, oh, that's ridiculous. The Imagineers would never do that. But hey, the Imagineers have bosses just like everybody else. And look at what happened with Hollywood Tower, the Tower of Terror. They turned it into a Marvel ride, which, you know, I'm a huge Disney fan, but even I find that is an embarrassment. That the studio, they should be ashamed that they didn't work a ride from the ground up and instead turned it in from the Hollywood Studios Tower of Terror to this, which it's like, you know, it's like, look, I can still see the hotel rooms. I mean, it's embarrassing, but they have budgets, and so that's why I'm kind of along with that theory that it was Hillary Clinton that they reworked. So again, I want to know your thoughts in the comments, whether you would agree to that. I mean, even if you look at some of these other ones, like you know, there were people who saying, well, Obama didn't look exactly like him. No, it doesn't look exactly like him, but it's pretty close, and it's still a nice looking animatronic. Trump's animatronic is kind of creepy. Now, there are other people whose theory is that they did it on purpose because they didn't want to work on the animatronic Trump. A lot of people didn't want him in the Hall of Presidents. In fact, I'll talk to you in a second about a protest that went on there. But regardless, you know, I think, you know, the Imagineers are professional people. I really don't think that they're going to make it an ugly, creepy-looking Trump just to spite him. Again, they have bosses. I think it's just they went with what they were given. Now, this, I'm not saying that this was an animatronic bust, you know, to work up the Trump. I saw this online before the whole thing was done. So I don't know whether this was actually their work. But again, this looks similar to what you would think the Trump animatronic might look like, and instead we got this. So I don't know. I just think the whole thing is kind of bizarre. And like I said, if they were willing to do that with Tower of Terror, why wouldn't the bosses cut corners and say, well, let's go a little bit on the budget conscious side and rework that animatronic, which I think is kind of a shame. I mean, if you're going to do a Trump animatronic, not that I want him in the Hall of Presidents, but you would want it to look right. And then here they talk about the protesting guest. I'll put this story too if you want to read about it. But basically, a guy was chanting, "Lock him up." I think we have a little bit of that here. I think he starts saying, "Lock him up." Let's see. Sorry, I thought I had that. Let's see if I can find it. Oh. Maybe I'm on the wrong one. There was one where the guy is saying "lock him up" and fight over Trump. Here we go. Can you hear it? Somebody else said he's not real, but the guy was saying "lock him up," and there were other people protesting too. So, and I did a video about that too. Do you want Trump in the Hall of Presidents? You can watch that one too if you want. But I just thought that was interesting that some people were kind of getting up in arms about it. But anyway, what do you think? Do you think it was Hillary Clinton? That's the theory I'm going with. I don't agree with the Jon Voight one at all. I think if anything, it was this, and it was the same kind of thing with the Tower of Terror. But let's rework something here that we've already started to save money, and a lot of people didn't want him in there anyway. So, but then with this one too, here you can see.
From the beginning, America has been a nation defined by its people.
Now, obviously, they used his voice here. That part they did, and then when you sweep by here, he does do the thumb thing that he always does. But what I love is, look at Lincoln. Lincoln's expression is like, "Get me out of here. I really don't like this. What is he doing in here?" But anyway, it's just interesting that if you compare it to all of the other presidents, I think whether you like Trump or not, I think it's not so good. It looks like a reworking of Hillary Clinton. And again, let me know what your thoughts are on that. Whether you think it was Jon Voight or Hillary Clinton. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up here and get to your comments from last time. Had some nice comments here about the Elf on the Shelf, which start with a couple of our regular peeps. The Unfathomable Chicken says, "I really want some holiday cookies right now." I'm right there with you. And Clay Carmichael says, "These are cute ideas. Yesterday, which was Christmas Eve, I got asked, why do y'all get upset if I make a mess? But if the elves make a mess, y'all don't get upset." Also, the elf with the 6-pack of beer is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the video yet, go watch, because the elf at the end of the 6-pack is pretty darn funny, and I think he had the best holiday of all. And then over to Instagram for a quickie here on that Elf on the Shelf video. Phoenix89 gave me lots of smiles and peace signs and exclamations. Really liked that one, so thanks for that. And then for my video about the Disney Pixar 15 Toy Story characters hidden in D23's Holiday Yule Log. And then the thumbnail looks like this. I'll just give you another close-up on this. My thumbnails are a little different on Instagram sometimes because the ratio is different. Not that you want to know that. A little boring technical. But that's what the thumbnail looks like if you want to watch that video. And then on Instagram, what kind of comment did we get? From Nutra, Danny Richland, smiles and peace signs. So thanks, you guys. As always, I love your comments on Instagram as well as Twitter and here on YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and leave me your great comments. What do you think? Is it Hillary in disguise? Is it Jon Voight? Or is it just a not so great looking animatronic? Let me know, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching.